Good afternoon, welcome to VANIK-IAS. We'll discuss current affairs of 6th September. First question is regarding High Court. Okay. The High Court has jurisdiction to punish for its contempt, tender advice on legal question referred by President of India, tender advice on legal question referred by Governor of the state, issue certain writs to protect fundamental right. What is jurisdiction? What is the contempt of court? Whenever a particular person or a particular individual or any authority do not obey the direction of court, that is called as contempt of court, and court may punish it. Right? You can put him behind bar for 6 months for not or some amount of fine for not obeying the direction of the court. That is punishment for contempt, and High Court has the power for punishment of contempt. Any court has the power of punishment for its contempt. Tender advice on legal question? No. Advisory jurisdiction is the jurisdiction of Supreme Court. That means under Article 143, President may ask for any advice from the Supreme Court, and it is up to the Supreme Court that Supreme Court may give advice or may not give advice. If Supreme Court give advices under Article 143, then it is not bound by the President or the Council of Ministers to obey it. Similarly, also, if President seeks some advice from the Supreme Court, it is up to the Supreme Court whether to render advices or not. So, this is wrong. Tender advice on legal matters referred by Governor of the state. No, this is also wrong. Issue certain writs. Yes, under Article 226, High Court can issue writs in any matter. Remember, the writ jurisdiction of High Court is more than the writ jurisdiction of the Supreme Court. Supreme Court can issue it under Article 32 in any matter, whereas High Court can issue writs issue writ under Article 226. Supreme Court can issue writs only in case of violation of fundamental right, whereas High Court can issue writ only High Court can issue writs in any matter, right? High Court can issue writ in any matter. So writ jurisdiction of High Court is more than as compared to more than Supreme Court. Okay, so 1 and 4 options are right. Another thing is, remember, the judges of High Court are appointed by collegium system, right? Collegium system, which is the senior most judge of Supreme Court and 4 senior Chief Justice of India and 4 senior most judge of Supreme Court, right? They constitute a collegium system, and under Article 217, under Article 217 of the Constitution, that talks about appointment of judges of High Court, right? They will be appointed by President in consultation with the Chief Justice of India and Governor of the state. In consultation with the Chief Justice of India, CJI, and Governor of the state, President will appoint a person as a judge of High Court. Okay. Next, with reference to International Monetary and Financial Committee (IMFC) consider the following statements. IMFC discusses matters of concern affecting the global economy and advises International Monetary Fund on the direction of its work. International Monetary Financial Committee IMF discusses the matter of concern affecting global economy and advises the IMF on in direction of its work. And World Bank participated in an observer in IMFC meeting. Both the statements are correct regarding International Monetary and Financial Committee, right? Where World Bank participated as an observer, and it discusses the factors that are affecting the global economy and recommends IMF. Okay, it has been elected. Yes, next question is India has been elected as external editor to which one of the following prestigious international institutions for a period of 6 years? For a period of 6 years, to which international institution India has been elected? That is WHO, World Health Organization, or International Atomic Energy Agency, and UNICEF or UNDP. India has been elected for 6 years for IAEA, International Atomic Energy Agency. B is the answer, which especially plays key role regarding the control of nuclear bomb or nuclear power, especially in case of Iran. In case of Iran, also IAEA has certified that there is no such development of nuclear energy. Remember, IAEA, it was created in 1957, right? In a response to the escalation of nuclear power. Its headquarters is at Vienna, Austria. Headquarters is at Vienna, Austria. IAEA, that is International Atomic Energy Agency, its headquarters is at Vienna, Austria, and it is established in 1957 in the deep fears that the country is going to develop nuclear technology, especially after the Second World War. It is an independent international organization, but reports to United UNGA. It is independent international organization, but reports to United Nations General Assembly. It's not a specialized agency of United Nations. Okay. Consider the following statements with reference to inflatable aerodynamic decelerator. Decelerator. Inflatable aerodynamic decelerator technology. IAD is designed to increase drag of an entering atmosphere of any planetary body like Earth or Mars or Moon. It uses fast it uses fast proposed by NASA. Right? Here both the statements are right. First statement is right. Second statement is also right. See, this is yes designed to increase drag of an entering the atmosphere of any planetary body, right? And it is developed by NASA. It is why it is news because it is started by ISRO as well, right? It is started by ISRO as well. And the project it is, for example, suppose a satellite is coming to the Earth surface, then it will decelerate it. Otherwise, what will happen if it not decelerated? It will if it no its velocity is not reduced. What will happen? It may be that will because of resistance with the air that may burn. And this technology it will not make it burn. Right? That is called as aerodynamic decelerator technology. Okay. Next. So both the statements are correct. Now ISRO is also developed it and tested it. Remember, anything is that is fast proposed by NASA. Everything is fast proposed by generally NASA because it is the most developed and highly huge amount of resources because NASA has huge amount of resources. Mamangam Mamangam festival. It is mentioned in news which Mamangam festival. It is mentioned in news associated with which of the following state? It is Karnataka or it is or it is Tamil Nadu or Andhra Pradesh or Kerala. It is Kerala. Right. Mamangam festival. It is a festival of Kerala. So D is the answer. Kerala was in news because of C Space. C Space is a OTT platform that is developed by government of Kerala. Right. The first ever OTT platform that is developed by a government. Right. And next there is also a Soily app that is also developed by Kerala. Soily application that is to control Soily application is to control lifestyle diseases. Lifestyle diseases. Soily app. Right. There is also another project of Kerala that is Cosmos Malavarikas. Cosmos Malavarikas. What is this Cosmos Malavarikas? It is a joint project between Kerala and Netherlands. Kerala plus Netherlands joint project. The joint project between Kerala and Netherlands to study Dutch archives. Right, to study Dutch archives. Dutch came to India in 1595 and there is records on there is Dutch administration records in Kerala and also with Netherlands. So both will share with each other the documents and will know about the Dutch. Okay. With reference to G20 Common Framework, consider the following statements. It is an initiative endorsed by the G20 together with Paris Club. Endorsed by G20 together with the Paris Club. It is an initiative to support low-income countries with unsustainable debt. G20 Common Framework. It is initiative endorsed by G20 with Paris Club. This is right. It is an initiative to support low-income countries with unsustainable debt. That is right. Both the statements are right regarding G20 framework. With reference to Paris Club, consider the following statement. It's an informal group of official creditors. Yes, it is informal. Remember, Paris Club is a informal group of official creditors, right? And the extended fund facility is a lending from Paris Club. No, extended fund facility. This was in news because Pakistan is asking for a loan from IMF. So this is it is a extended fund facility. It is a facility of IMF providing loan to developing countries when they are in economic distress. Consider the following statements given below. China, India, Laos, Mongolia, Syria. Which of the following are a part of exercise Vostok? Exercise Vostok 2020 in Russia. It is China has participated India, Laos, Mongolia, Syria. All are part of Vostok exercise that happened in Russia. Right. So there is yes, it involves several Soviet nations, right? China, India, Laos, Mongolia, Nicaragua also there. Nicaragua and Syria, they all are participated in exercise Mustak that happened in Russia. What is the exercise with China? We have China, we have exercise hand in hand. Hand in hand is the exercise with China. Hand in hand. What is exercise of Indra? Indra exercise. This is exercise with Russia. Right? Exercise with Russia. There is also center exercise ESENTR. It is a part of last exercise for Russian Armed Forces annual training session. Russian Armed Forces annual training cycle. Right. Then exercise Japat, JAPAT, exercise Japat. It is, remember, it is a primarily an operation against terrorists. Exercise Japat against terrorist operation. Right. It is a multi exercise. There are 17 countries. There is India, there is Russia, there is Pakistan, China. All are part of Japat. Then next. Exercise Dharmagadian. What is exercise Dharmagadian? It is between India and Japan. India and Japan, there is exercise Dharmagadian. Dharma Guardian. What is Maritime Partnership Exercise MPX? That is also between India and Japan. India and Japan. Exercise All Najaha. Recently it is conducted. Exercise All Najaha. It is between India and Oman. India and Oman. Exercise All Najaha. Exercise Vinbax. Exercise Vinbax exercise. This is Vietnam, India. India Navy Partnership Exercise. Vietnam, India, Vietnam. India and Vietnam. Right, that is being exercise windmills. Next, Corpat 4 exercise. Corpat 4 exercise was also in news. It is between India and Bangladesh. Right, Corpat exercise. Logistic Performance Index. LPI is published by which of the following bodies? World Bank. Logistic Performance Index. It is published by World Bank. With reference to revamped distribution sector scheme (RDSS), revamped distribution sector scheme (RDSS), consider the following statement: the scheme is approved to help discoms. Yes, the scheme is approved to help discoms to improve their operational efficiencies and financial sustainability. What is this discoms? Discoms, these are power distribution companies, especially state government, they are PSUs under state government, right? PSUs under state government, and they are highly overburdened. They are highly burdened with debt, right? Highly burdened with debt, and that's why there is no efficiency among the efficiency is especially low because of lower private sector participation. Right, because as they are debt burdened, so government to bring efficiencies introducing private sector participation, and it has brought this RDSS scheme. What is this RDSS scheme? It is to increase operational efficiency, right? It is to increase operational efficiency and smart consumer metering. Smart consumer metering. Bureau of Energy Efficiency has been nominated nodal agency. No, Bureau of B is not the nomination agency. It is that work regarding energy efficiency. But here, this RDSS, it is nodal agency is REC, Rural Electrification Corporation, and Power Finance Corporation. Power Finance Corporation. So one only answer is the right answer regarding revamped distribution sector scheme, RDSS scheme, that is to improve the operational efficiency of state discoms, right? Bureau of Energy Efficiency that work regarding energy efficient electronics products. All these things, that is the nodal agency to ensure that. What's the following statements regarding 5G technology? It is the latest upgrade of long-term evolution technology. Yes, latest fifth generation. It is the fifth generation technology. It works in two bands of spectrum with no mid-band spectrum. One of the issues of 5G technology is high latency rate. No, 5G technology is, yes, 5G technology. It is a very advanced level of technology of 4G. Right, its speed is around 10 to 20 Gbps. Right, and another thing is that 5G technology, there is low latency. Latency means the time taken for processing. The time taken for processing is very low, so it is and this is wrong. Yes. There is no two band spectrum with no band spectrum, and this segment is wrong. So one only is the answer, right? It has three bands. 5G has three bands, right? That is low bands, mid band, and high band. Three bands, and they have limitations as well. It has maximum. Its speed will be 10 to 20 Gbps. Gbps. Maximum speed of 5G will be 10 to 20 Gbps. Okay. With reference to stream monoloxia project, consider the following statements. It is a project would emphasize psychological well-being. Project will emphasize on psychological well-being and to aim to improve the mental health of women in India. Victims should be given cash incentive. No, this will be given to cash incentive of 6,000 will be given to the in case of by under ICDS scheme, right? Right. To for better maternal nutrition and health, 6,000 will be given to the pregnant women. One. So first option will be right only. With reference to Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank, that is AIIB, why it was in news? Because now the Vice President of AIIB is Urjit Patel. Urjit Patel is the person who has recommended Monetary Policy Committee. Right? Monetary Policy Committee is recommended by Urjit Patel that decides our inflation rate. MPC, six-member committee of RBI. Okay. With reference to Asian Investment Bank, consider the following statement. China leader Xi Jinping has proposed Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank in 2013. 2013 it was proposed. Yes, it is yes. In 2013 it was proposed, and 2016 it got established. In 2016 it got established. Headquarters is at Beijing. Remember, Beijing, China is the headquarters of AIIB. India is a founding member of AIIB. So first, second statement is wrong. India is third largest shareholder after China and Russia. No, India is not third largest share. It is second largest share after China and Russia. There is around 1 million shares. That is $1 lakh will be there. India is the second largest shareholder. India has around US dollar 8.4 billion in investment. There is a share of $1 lakh in total. China has maximum share, that is 26.61%. China has maximum share, and after that India has 7.6%, 7.6%, and Russia has 6.1%, 6.10%, and Germany has 4.2%. So one only option is the right answer. With reference to National Disaster Response and Force (NDRF), consider the following statements. It is world's single largest dedicated to disaster response. Yes, India. It is world's single largest force dedicated to disaster management. There is, and that is NDRF. There is also SDRF at the state level. Right, SDRF is, that is State Disaster Response Force. Uh, right. Okay. It functions under Ministry of Defense, and it consists of 15 battalions only from BSF and Assam Rifles. Now see, it is established in 2000 under Disaster Management Act of 2005. Remember, Disaster Management Act. Disaster Management Act 2005. At state level, there is SDR, HRF. It is controlled by central government, Ministry of Home Ministry. Right. So obviously, it is not defense. The defense responsibility is only Army, Navy, and Air Force. All others comes under the Home Ministry. So only option is the right answer. With reference to quadrilateral security dialogue, quadrilateral security is a formal strategic dialogue between India, US, Japan, and Australia. Formal strategic dialogue. This is informal strategic dialogue. It is not a formal strategic dialogue between between the Quad countries, because Quad is an informal dialogue, right? It's not a formal dialogue. So first statement is wrong. But members are right: India, Australia, Japan, and Australia. India, USA, Japan, and Australia. This is right. The objective is to ensure free and open, inclusive, prosperous Indo-Pacific. There is also I2U2 organization. What is I2U2? India, and there is Israel. That is West Quad. I am talking about West Quad, and USA and UAE. Now these four countries have developed another informal organization which is called as also West Quad. Right? That is India, US, Israel, and UAE. Okay. It is this I2 is established after Abraham Accord. You know what is Abraham Accord? It is very important. Abraham Accord is very important development, significant development, because after the Yom Kippur War, Israel, the first time Israel has signed any agreement with UAE or any countries in the among the West Asian countries, Islamic countries, UAE. Israel has signed a agreement. That's why it is important. What are the possible region of high current account deficit? When high current account deficit, surge in oil prices, rise in commodities and fertilizers consumption, low gold imports. So, reason when high current account deficit. It is one and two options are right? See, low gold imports that will not rise high current account deficit, because high current account deficit occurs only when our imports are increases. When import are increases, our current account deficit increases. But when you low gold imports, then obviously current account deficit will reduce because import will be low. Surge in oil prices, India is a major consumer of oil. 80% of our imports are oil. So we imports 80% of energy from outer sources. So our import is much more. That's right. And also we are uh, rise in commodities and fertilizers consumption is also more. Rise in commodities because of urbanization and industrialization. We are using so many commodities from various countries of the world. That's why our high current account deficit is there. One and two options will be right. With reference to Animal Welfare Board of India (AWBI), consider the following statement: a statutory body on animal welfare laws. Statutory body under animal welfare laws. It was established in 1975 under wildlife protection. Uh, uh, it is established under 1975 under Wildlife Protection Act 1975. Animal Welfare Board of India, it is not established by. So, first statement is wrong that it is statutory body because it is made by an act of a parliament. But it is not based on Wildlife Protection Act. It is based on Prevention of Cruelty Act 1960. Prevention of Cruelty to Animals Act 1960. This AWBI is established. Animal Welfare Board of India. It is established in according to this Act 1960. Animal Prevention of Cruelty to Animals Act. It is established in 1962. The Act came in 1960. Act came in 1960, but the body established in 1962. That is Animal Welfare Wildlife Animal Welfare Board of India. Future Analysis releases Global Environment Outlook Report. Global Environment Outlook Report is released by UN Environment Program, that is UNEP. UNEP releases World Environment Outlook Report. Famous writings such as Life Divine, The Synthesis of Yoga and Savitri was written by whom? The Life Divine, it is written by Sri Aurobindo. Synthesis of Yoga and Savitri, it is Sri Aurobindo. Because Mahatma Gandhi writings, his writings are primarily based on Swaraj, Western civilization, right? Indian Rugam Swaraj, Indian rural economy. Basically, although he was divine, but he was majorly, if you apply logic also, such type of yoga and Savitri, all these things that belongs to Aravinda. With reference to United Nations Human Rights Council, consider the following statements. With reference to United Nations Human Rights Council, its members serve for a period of 3 years and are not eligible for immediate re-election after serving two consecutive terms. Yes, members serve United Nations Human UNHRC. Okay. So, with reference to United Nations Human Rights Council, content the following statements. Its members serve for a period of 3 years and are not eligible for immediate re-election after serving 2 consecutive terms. This is right. Right. Member eligible for period of 3 years and are not eligible for immediate re-election after serving 2 consecutive terms. Its all incomes comes from voluntary contributions from member states and other donors, or the voluntary contributions from member states and other donors. Next is it has allowed to discuss all the thematic human rights issue situation where its ascendant attention throughout the year that require its attention throughout the year, especially for example your Myanmar Muslim, Rohingya Muslims, and right. Okay, its income come from all voluntary contribution. This is not only from voluntary contribution from member states. It's all income, so that's why it is wrong. 1 and 3 option will be right answer. Next, what is glycosmic albicarpa? Glycosmic algicarpa is recently seen in the news. It is related to which of the following? This is flying squirrel or edible fruit, asteroid, or nuclear weapon. See, obviously, nuclear weapon they do not have any name, right? For example, yes, I mean a particular country nuclear weapon. For example, only two nuclear weapon is only applied, right? So that is by USA and they has name. In all others, for example, India nuclear weapon do not have any name of its nuclear weapon. So this option can never be. It is. It always seems like a botanical name, Lycosmis albicarpa. Lycosmis it seems a botanical name, so obviously it's will be a fruit. So answer it cannot be asteroid also. So it is a edible fruit, right? Why it was in use? Because it is the Botanical Survey of India, that is BSN, Botanical Survey of India has discovered this fruit, right? From Kanyakumari. From Kanyakumari, this fruit is discovered by Botanical Survey of India. That's why it is named. They are BSI, Botanical Survey of India. It is established in 1890. BSI was established in 1890. It is working on as the Apex organization under Ministry of Environment and Forest (MOEFCC). Ministry of Environment and Forest and Climate Change (MOEFCC). It is a body under BSI. It is a body under MOEFCC. Remember this Glycosmis albicarpa. It is endemic to Western Ghat. Endemic to Western Ghat. It is not present elsewhere. It belongs to orange family. Orange family. Glycosmis albicarpa. It has unique medicinal values. Right. Okay. Next question. Which the languages are given classical status in the 8th schedule of the Constitution. Classical status. It is Sanskrit, Kannada, Malayalam, We have six classical languages that mentioned in the eighth schedule of the constitution. Right? What are those six classical languages? That is Malayalam, Kannada, Telugu, all the five uh, Kannada, Malayalam, Telugu, Sanskrit, and Odia, Tamil. These they are the six languages that are declared as eighth scheduled languages of the constitution that has got classical status. What do you mean by classical status? That means in this literature, the literature is having a age of 1500 to 6000 years of literature. 1500 to 2000 or 1500 to 2000 years of literature. If any of the only these six states or only these six languages has the literature above 1500 years of age. That's why they are called as classical literature. Odia is classical literature. So one, two, three options are right. With reference to inflation, inflation means decline in the price of value. Decline in the price of value is called as inflation. Value of money or increase in the price of goods is called as inflation. Deflation is an economic situation in which inflation and economic stagnation or recession occur simultaneously. Yes, that is called as deflation. That is economic stagnation plus economic recession plus economic inflation. It's called as deflation. Stag, sorry. Deflation is the reverse of inflation. Deflation is reverse of inflation. That is reduce getting price uh, of goods will reduce. That is deflation. But stagflation is economic stagnation plus inflation. That is stagflation. So it is just reversed in both the cases. So both 1 and 2 are incorrect. It is incorrect because deflation is reverse of inflation and stagflation is stagnation plus recession. So both 1 and 2 options are incorrect. Karawa. Karawa was in news. Karawas, they are special young farms in Jammu and Kashmir area, in hilly area, that is called as Karawas. Okay. Which of the following under jurisdiction of Financial Action Task Force? Where the headquarter is at Paris. FATF headquarter is at Paris, France. Its headquarter is same at OECD headquarter. OECD headquarter and Paris and FATF headquarter are same. Which of the following comes under jurisdiction of Financial Action Task Force? It is money laundering. Yes, it is money laundering. Terror financing. Terror financing comes under Financial Action Task Force. And proliferation of weapons of mass destruction. This is wrong. Proliferation of weapons of mass destruction it doesn't comes under the responsibility of our Financial Action Task Force. Right? That will be especially that will be IAEA, International Atomic Energy Agency, IAEA. They may search for any such nuclear weapon development or not. That is the responsibility. That is the responsibility. But FATF, it is primarily it acts in case of the money laundering, terror financing. Recently, it has declared Pakistan as in grey list. It established Pakistan in grey list, right? And Qatar also in grey list. So this one and two options will be right. B is the answer of financial accident tax force. Siruli Lily Festival. Siruli Lily Festival, it is a festival of Manipur. Siruli Lily Festival. Which are the there is Jandatia Festival also new. Jandatia Festival. Where is Jandatia Festival? Why Jandatia Festival as a news? It is belongs to Jharkhand. Jandatia Festival, it belongs to Jharkhand. Which of the following country is not part of P5 plus 1? P5 plus 1, it is Japan is not a part of P5 plus 1. Japan is not a part of P5 plus 1. It is European Union, France, Russia, Germany, USA. So these are Canada, they are P5 plus 1. P5 plus 1 means those countries who are working for especially the Iranian nuclear deal. Iranian nuclear deal. So Japan is not the member. So D is the answer. Purchasing Manager Index is indicator of business activity only in service sector. Only in the service sector. No. Both manufacturing and service sector. It is both manufacturing and service sector. And service sector. And that is Purchasing Manager Index. It actually calculates what the business activity. That means total amount of production, sale, all these things are calculated in Purchasing Manager Index. It is compiled by World Economic Forum. No, it is not compiled by World Economic Forum. It is wrong. It is compiled by IHS Market. IHS Market that compiles Purchasing Manager Index, which is a part of S&P Global. S&P Global. If there is in option there is S&P Global, also you can make it right. So Purchasing Manager Index, it is primarily it is compiled by IHS Market. Which of the following scheme eligibility commission for Pradhan Mantri? Some Jogi Mandhan scheme. Some Jogi Mandhan scheme. Following criteria. Which of the following criteria? Unorganized sector, yes. 18 to 40 years, yes. 1500 or below income, yes. That is Pradhan Mantri Shram Jogi Mandhan Yojana. This should be covered on new pension scheme. How they will move new pension scheme. So 1, 2, 3, all the options are right regarding Pradhan Mantri Shram Jogi Mandhan scheme. Okay. We'll discuss prelims facts. Who can enter various zones in the Delhi police has registered FIR accusing Deputy Commissioner of Diogar of sedition after IAS officer reported to the Jharkhand government that two BJP MPs has entered air traffic control ATC at airport and forced officials to clear their aircraft for takeoff even though the airport does not have the facilities for night operations. Even though airport doesn't have the facilities for night operations, the M2 MPs they have forced the officials to clear their aircraft for takeoff. So Now that has become issue. Okay, who can enter an airport of India? A person who is not a passenger with a valid ticket requires an aerodrome entry permit (AEP) that is issued by airport operator in concurrence with the security agency in charge of the airport. Typically, this is and the bigger airport central industrial security force undertakes the security responsibilities, where smaller airport like Devar, it is a state police that manages the security. State police that manages the security. The security in charge of the Devar airport is Deputy Superintendent of Police Suman Anand, who was complainant in this case. Air traffic control, as the name suggests, is traffic control for aircraft at airports in certain designated airspaces from the ground-based air traffic control direct the aircraft movements. The controller use equipments using radar to track aircraft and communicate with the pilots over radio. So, who can enter the various zones in an airport, that has become an issue, and the rules are in debate. The United States Federal Administration (FSA's) primary purpose for ATC system is to prevent collision between aircraft operating in the system and to expedite the flow of air traffic. Organize and expedite the flow of air traffic. That's why there is ATC system. Under certain circumstances, ATC may have security or defense responsibilities as well and may be manned by military officials. So, does AEP authorize the holder to enter ATC premises? It does not happen automatically. Prior approval is needed to enter ATC building, right? Air traffic control, the AEP application form, which is issued by Bureau of Civil Aviation Authority, mentions 13 zones that a person can potentially enter. Among them are arrivals hall, departure hall, terminal building, security hold area. ATC tower, cargo terminal, building ATC. However, access to authorizations are granted on the basis of need basis. For example, airline ground staff who may have authorization to enter the arrivals hall, departure hall, terminal building, and security hold area, they need to authorized, may not necessarily be authorized ATC tower or ATC building. So now whether MPs have the right to enter that or any person has the right to enter that, that is not allowed. Those member of parliament have special privilege to enter airport premises. An order issued by Ministry of Civil Aviation in October 2007 on the subject constitutes towards the member of parliament at the airport said member of parliament may be allowed free access in the terminal building and visitor gallery on the basis of MP's identity card. Members of parliament may be allowed free access in the airport terminal building, visitor gallery on the basis of MP's identity card. However, it doesn't state that MPs are allowed to enter ATC premises, right? So MPs are just they are allowed only for as a passenger. That is the rights that are given to passengers that can be given to MPs, right? But that cannot be given to for technical issues where the authorities who are handling the technical issues. So this is wrong. That's why the same was applied by Civil Aviation Authority in January 2020. Okay, okay. From next is regarding from Mamangam to Mahatma Gandhi, where is a call to protect relics of Kerala, Thirunavaya. In 1984, KJ Yesudas Tharangini Records came up with an album, Basanta Gitangal. It had 10 songs, but none of them as popular as Mamangam Palakuri Ondani, a song by Yesudas himself. Not discounting the grandeur of Ravindran Master's music, but biggest album of the song was lyrics of Vichu Thiruvala, who opened window to Kerala's history from medieval times and to bloodshed, the tales of valors of bands of Bharata Puja in Thiruvaya all those centuries ago. Recently, a few researchers or the Kerala government to declare Thirunavaya, Thirunavaya at present day, Malappuram district, a heritage village. Thirunavaya declared as a heritage village. Total historical relics in the heritage village to be declared by the Kerala government. They have asked for it. Then what is Mamangam? Mamangam is a 28-day long trade festival. Trade festival once in every 12 years on the banks of Bharata Puja. Bharata Puja also known as Nila. Nila. Nila Nadi. Nila river. Right. 20 days long trade festival. So once in 12 years. That is Mamangam Trade Festival. Traders from various parts of India as well as places such as China, Ceylon, Arabia, Europe used to arrive by ship at Ponani port and they moved to Thirunaya to participate in the trade fair held at premises of Navamukunda temple, believed to be around 5,000 years old now. It is believed that Chera kings began duodecennial trade festival. The Chera ruler first right conduct it to Bhalubharan Koteri, rulers of Bhalubad region around 12th century. The Chamorins, the rulers of Kozhikode, in a bid to expand their kingdom, bid the Bhalu Koteri in 14th century and sequel right to preside over Mamangam after capturing several Bhalubandhan provinces including Thirunavaya. So it is a historic village, that's why it is got demanded to declare as a historic village. The Bhaluha Konathis decided to buy a sending suicide squad called as Javers to fight the Jamorin's army during Mamangam. That's why Mamangam, it's a trade fair. Right? During Mamangam, suicide army has squads have been sent. Mamangam, Jamorin would stand at a platform called as Neelapaduthara, cocooned by his soldiers. Platform that is Neelapaduthara. Bodies of the savers who died during the fight were thrown to nearby well called as Manikinar. Manikinar. Nearly 400 years savers coming to Tirunaya over blood feud never managed to kill any of the Jamaians of the times. The last Mamangam was said to be held in 1755 before Mysore's Hyder Ali invaded Malabar and ended the Jamorin's prominence. Remains of Mamangam relics such as Nilapaduthara or Manikinar are protected by the Kerala government archaeology department because huge number of people has died there. Right? Maintained on a newer project from 2010. Next question is the men's question is that is can vicious cycle of gender inequality, poverty, malnutrition be broken through microfinancing of women SSCs? Explain with example. It is especially discussing about self-help groups. How self-help groups can play a significant role regarding women SSC. Right. Global Gender Gap Report 2021 ranks India 140 among 156 countries. The gender inequality is outcome. Yes. So first we have to highlight what is this gender inequality. Right. We have to make some statistical data regarding gender inequality and also poverty and malnutrition. If you see regarding malnutrition, more than 60% of women are suffering from anemia or that is bloodlessness or iron deficiency. Okay. So there is malnutrition among women, especially among the adolescent girl childs and pregnant women obviously. Next, there is poverty. The gender inequality is outcome of unequal opportunity, education, health, economic participation, and empowerment, which results in pushing women to vicious cycle of poverty and malnutrition. Our rank 140 among 156 countries. It shows ranking is extremely poor in terms of poverty, malnutrition, health, education, economics, and political participation. Right? There are four parameters of global gender gap that talks about economic participation. It talks about also economic participation. It also talks about political participation and health and educational attainment. These are the four parameters. So in these four parameters that we see there is glaring inequality between India, between women and men. In case of India, now there is new development, that is self-help group development, which is what we were getting what since last few years, are informal association of people who choose to come together to find a ways to improve their living conditions. They came together. It's some people that they come together to find and improve their living condition. Microfinance is a type of banking service provided to unemployed or low-income individuals or groups who otherwise would have no other access to financial services. Especially poor people, they do not have any access to financial services. That's why microfinance need to give it to those people. Microfinance, why? Because when bank gives loan in the fear of NP, they do not give loan to those people who do not have stable income, especially who do not have stable income. Right? Bank when bank people giving loans, they observe the credentials. That's why they pay the loan on the basis of that. Next, microfinancing of women (SSG) can help uplift even the most vulnerable and marginalized section of women in the following ways. Uplift even the most vulnerable and marginalized section of women in the following ways by mobilizing poor rural women and building community institutions of the poor. SSG are aimed at reducing poverty. Building community institutions of the poor. SSG are aimed at reducing poverty. To this, microfinancing act as a catalyst because it can challenge saving and funding of SSG members. That means what basically they do. Those people who in rural areas who have money, they give to SSG, right? And SSG give loans to those who require at low interest rate. Earlier they do not have money access to money. Now the group gives at low interest rate, and the amount of interest which it get from one particular person that get distributed as the interest among the people, right? And they deposit the money in the banking channel, so that it become a small bank. We can say a group of women that become a small bank. In their choice, they can give anybody as loan also, or they can take that money, that group money, where everybody has contributed. For example, there are 40 members, and each month they are depositing around 1,000. So there will be 20,000 money in one month, and any person within the group they can take the money as loan, and they can pay interest of 2% or 3%, right? Which is not 5% like the money lenders. Right? In case of money lenders, that loan is 5%. Or in case of corporate people, they take a loan with less than 1% and very low rate. But as the rural credit is a big problem in our rural India, but this SHG helps them a lot. They're also taking the money to make small investment, like for example, mushroom cultivation. For example, small scale industries are being established by those people. Through microfinancing of women SSG can help overcome challenges like malnutrition, poverty, gender inequality. It is not alone to change the grim situation. Additional, there need to be change in patriarchal mindset. Yes, because we see the people from higher society, especially those people whose family has higher family background, especially higher caste, they do not get associated with the lower caste people inside SSG. They do not join SSG because they think it is devoted to their family status. So there is patriarchal mindset also. They do not want women to make some businesses or such type of activities, and they should women should get engaged in household chores. This type of active this mindset is also there. There is casteism, patriarchal mindset. There is rich and poor divide, inequality. These are the impediments against the development of self-help groups in rural India. Ultimately, that stagnates our economic development of women. So, the lectures ends here. And like this video, share this video, and subscribe to VANIK-IAS. Thank you.